Hi, I'm Nancy Fromm with MoneyWise Minutes, and today I'm going to share with you the differences between having a simple will or a trust. And I want to say that trust, not everybody needs a trust. Sometimes having a simple will would suffice, but I'd like to explain the differences. So with a simple will, there are four things that are included. First is the will. Now, what a will is written instructions. A will is not a beneficiary. It's just written instructions. So the best way to give you an example is maybe in your will you might want to leave some artwork to a loved one. Or maybe you have some jewelry. So you can't put a beneficiary designation on that, so you'll write that in your will. The other thing is the power of attorneys for financial and for health. What this is you'll name somebody that you love and you trust that can make decisions for you if you cannot. Maybe you can write checks for you if you cannot deal with your finances. You can name two different people. Some person that could deal with the financial, another one can deal with making decisions about your health if you cannot, talking to the doctors or nurses, the medical staff. So you give the power for this person to basically be your mouthpiece. And then the last thing is the living will. And living will is end of life instructions. For instance, do you want to have a burial? Do you want to be cremated? So things of that nature. Do you want to have DNR, do not resuscitate? So there's a list of questions that you'll be asked on these forms. And so that is a simple will. A lot of times that will go through probate by just having a simple will, some of your assets. If there's no beneficiary designations on your investments and you just have the beneficiary stated in the written instructions, that will go through probate. Probate is when an attorney will look at the asset, look for you the next of kin. It's a process and it's very costly. Having a properly structured beneficiary designations on your investments, your savings account, your money markets, that won't go through probate. So check your beneficiaries and make sure you have primary the right way you want it and contingent. If something happened to you and your primary beneficiary, you want to have somebody else in line. A trust, what a trust does, and it does quite a few things. It will protect your heirs. If it's properly structured, it can protect your heirs from creditors, bankruptcies. If they're married, they go through divorce. So if you want that, to make sure that happens, a trust can do that, a will cannot, if it's properly structured. It also avoids probate. A will cannot avoid probate if you just have the beneficiary designations listed in your will. So it'll avoid probate because you've transferred title, for instance, from your house to the name of your trust. Some of your investments are now in the name of your trust. And with your written instructions inside the trust on how your heirs, your loved ones, will get the assets that you worked so long and hard for, or real estate, or jewelry, or artwork. But you can direct and have directions stated in your trust, and those will go according to your instructions. And you'll name individuals that will make sure that they go ahead and leave your assets properly to your loved ones or a charity. And then the other thing is that if you want to leave some of your assets to a minor, well, if you just have that in a will, a simple will, and you leave assets to a minor, it's gonna have to go through the court system, and it's a process. So if you want to leave monies to a minor, very easily you can state that in a properly structured trust, and it will avoid going through the court system. So there's a lot that a trust can do that a will cannot. Also, I'm going to share with you a golden nugget. So for those of you who do not have a trust and you have a simple will, I want to ask you, who is your house going to go to if you have property? And often we hear, it's going to go to my children, if you have children. Or they'll name some individuals. Where is that stated? Oh, I wrote it in my will. Okay, that's just written instructions. And yes, it will go to those people after it goes through probate. The probate attorney will read the will, and after some time and costly, it will go to those people. To avoid all of that, I'm going to share with you, simply, all you need is a beneficiary deed. If you have a trust and it's properly structured and you funded it and changed the title over to the trust of your house and your properties, great, it's not going to go through probate. But oftentimes people don't have a trust and you have it in your will. Now what you need is a beneficiary deed. Please call our office. We're happy to send you the instructions, the forms. It's all fillable. We're happy to do that. We're also happy to give you a complimentary view of what you're currently doing with your income distribution plan. We often hear from individuals that they worry that they might not have enough monies that will last them through their retirement. Do they have enough now? Should they be doing more? We could test that and give you a definitive answer by doing a high-level view of what you currently are doing and let you know if there's ways that we can enhance what you're doing, all complimentary. We look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.